You done messed up, Aaron!
Oh, Lee.
Football.
Can't escape this bullshit.
ESPN, the global leader in sports.
Welcome to the PoP Fantasy Football 2021 Week 8 recap brought to you by PanelsOnPages.com. I'm Jason Nyes, representing the Gotham Rogues. Joining me this week, representing the Brooklyn Dark Knights, PoP Fantasy Football Commissioner Tito Cruz.
Hey, Aaron, that's not how immunization works.
And representing Tell 'em Kelly Eats Band-Aids, PoP Fantasy Football The One Commissioner Dan Mahoney.
I will drag any of your exes anytime. Just let me know.
Okay.
I'll drag all your exes right now.
Do I have an assignment for you, buddy?
All two of them. Jose Guzman could not be here tonight because he's been detained by air marshals for not wearing pants on a Southwest flight.
Seriously.
So
I honestly don't think he had pants on in that picture.
it's wild. Like, either he hiked them up to his crotch or those shorts are not long enough, buddy.
Like, someone is sitting next to him, and they are very uncomfortable.
Yes. Well, imagine not only the person sitting next to him, but the person sitting in the row in front of him next to his legs.
Yeah, because he always gets that special exit row seat where there's no seat in front of him, so his legs are stretched out, and it's just fucking
All leg.
gams.
All
the way up.
The way up. My
Yeah.
God.
Jessica Rabbit over there.
It's absolutely insane. Like, you know Jose's not going to make the show when you see a picture of his thighs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we can't share that with you all. So, PoP Fantasy Football limped through Week 8 like Jameis Winston after a horse collar. If your players aren't getting cut for splattering a woman and her dog against the windshield, they're getting injured left and right, leaving the rest of the season more in doubt than Aaron Rodgers' vaccine status. Before one of us tears our ACL and gets put on the shelf for the rest of the season, let's send it over to Mahoney with our Week 8 scoreboard.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
All right, Week 8 is probably my least favorite week of the season, and we'll find out why. And so let's start. With Matt and Mary. Matt and Mary are a good kind of representation of what this week was like, right? So Matt, who is now 7-1, versus Mary, who is 2-5-1, but somehow in third place. They go up against each other, and Matt wins 98.5 to 94.5, right? Neither one of them even cracks 100. 98.5 to 94.5.
Well,
Which,
and
it's a tough week.
there was the whole thing about Shark thinking that Mary had him beat by Sunday night, but there was still a whole Monday night game to go.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be addressed later.
So Mary did my favorite thing, where she had Dak Prescott and she had Derek Carr, and then she was like, I need a third quarterback. Grabbed herself Daniel Jones. Started Daniel Jones. But the reason is Dak Prescott was hurt. Derek Carr was on a bye. So, she couldn't play the two on her bench. But anytime I see somebody with three quarterbacks, I'm like, what are you doing? It's too many quarterbacks. There's so many better uses for your roster spot than that many quarterbacks. But whatever. It worked out because somebody made a trade for Mary for one of those quarterbacks later on. But yeah, tough week for Mary. She only got 2.5 out of Devin Singletary. She got 3 out of Justin Jefferson. She only got 1 out of Noah Disappointment Fant.
He got hurt, so let's...
Yeah, well, who cares?
Hey, she deserves what she gets with Devin Singletary, because I dropped his ass after, let's see, 8.5 points week 1, 15 points week 2, 2.5, 7.5, 2.5, 5.5, 2.5.
Yeah, gotta be really to start him. He is one of those guys that for some reason every week ESPN's like, oh, he might get 8, and he gets 2. And it's like, why do you keep predicting him at 8 if he's getting 2 consistently?
Because they don't know how they use, it's like the Eagles running back situation. Somebody has to carry the ball, but there's no consistency on who's gonna get the ball.
Yep.
So it's the same situation with Singletary and Zach Moss.
Yep. Absolutely.
Colts are on the goal line, by the way. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Hope they run it in.
Like they did the last 2 times.
Hand it off to Naeem. Naeem?
You have Jonathan Taylor, Thomas, and Naeem Hines.
Naeem Hines. Yeah, give it to that guy.
Let's
Not
go.
to Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
The sturdy
I don't
Carson
care.
Wentz.
Give it to one of them. Hand him off to your running back and let your running back throw it in for.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that painful? Doesn't that suck?
So Shark squeaking by with 98.5. Only got 9 out of Ezekiel Elliott. Only got 4.5 out of Terry McLaurin, who's been great for him this year. So just a down week, right? Like these are just down weeks. Like barely anybody who cracked double digits for these teams. It was a rough one. And then you got Nyes and Kelly, with Kelly dropping to 1-7 after losing 85.5 to 69.5. 69.5. Nice, but not.
Yeah, I told Kelly I did not deserve to win this week.
I mean, 85.5 points usually doesn't get you a win unless you happen to be playing Kelly. It's rough. And 33 points out of Brady. It's more than the 30 score out of one dude.
Yeah,
33 out of Brady, 21 out of Tyreek Hill. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Tyreek has been hit or miss lately, so I fucking needed that.
Yeah, it's been more miss than hit.
Gronk
33 and 21, and then you get 85 total.
Gronk was in. Yeah, Gronk was in for 2 plays.
Yeah, Gronk activated shortly before the game, and I was so excited. I was ready to spike the ball in all of your faces, and then his back spasms started going off because he was too busy drilling his girlfriend dressed as himself the night before.
I mean, to be fair to Rob Gronkowski, whatever she dresses up as, it's go time. So
she's good at it. She's good at her job.
Yeah.
And that's with 20. You left 20 points on the bench. Yeah. On Lockett.
Yeah, because Lockett's been fucking pissing me off lately, and then of course,
blame me on that one.
Of course, he drops 20. Of course, he hasn't scored.
I don't know if this is considered a pass or not. I think it's a shovel pass. I think he might have a touchdown here. Nice.
Fucking
Jack Doyle. Remember Jack Doyle?
Jack motherfucking Doyle. Tyler Lockett has not scored double digits since week 2.
I think it was a shovel pass.
Week 1, he got 24 points. Week 2, 27 points. All single digits between then and week 8.
It's a passing touchdown.
Fuck yeah. The sturdy Carson Wentz.
Boo. I hope they reverse it. I hope they look at it and they're like, nah, it's a handoff. So Kelly holding tight to Dalvin Cook, who just keeps disappointing him. 7 points from Dalvin Cook. You'll notice that Kelly's won one time, and it's the time he didn't start Dalvin Cook.
Hey.
Like, I'm not saying that he's a jinx, Kelly, but I'm just saying you are 0-7 starting Dalvin Cook. And 1-0 the time you didn't.
Well, you should probably drop this in our little message group because he's not going to listen to this.
That's true. That's true. I'll print it out and send it to him in the mail.
Yes,
he got shunned after his first win.
Ridiculous.
He shunned us.
Unreal. His team is frustrating in the sense that, like, I mean, 7 points out of Matt Ryan, but also, like, Kelly, I know Matt Ryan did a good job for you in 2018, but move on from Matt Ryan.
Well,
Stop drafting Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's hand was also gushing with blood at one point. No, hold on, Mahoney. Hold on just a second. Look at Matt Ryan's score log so far this year. Week 1, 6 points. Okay, not great. But then we got then we got 20 points, 19 points, 36 points, 25 points, 21 points. Last week, 7 points.
I guess.
He said, "Oh shit, I'm on Kelly's team. Time to shit the bed."
Yep, I guess so. Kelly, did you also start him week 1?
Oh, geez, I don't even remember what. I think Kelly's gone through 4 quarterbacks by now. Wait, let's see.
Who knows?
Nope, drafted 142nd overall by Redeem These Nuts. Matt Ryan.
I just, it's rough out there for a Kelly.
Oh, because he's been starting Lamar Jackson. That's why.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
But
it was
this goes to
Lamar
Mahoney's
Jackson's
theory.
bye week.
This goes to Mahoney's theory of not carrying 2 quarterbacks.
Nope. No point. No point unless yours get hurt. Kelly's high performer last week was CeeDee Lamb, who is in the hospital with a swollen ankle. Sprained it, bruised it, I don't know, twisted it, whatever you do to an ankle. Sitting at his doctor, being like, CD swelling. CD bruising.
It's such a bad joke.
And then the doctor pulls out the x-rays and he goes, CD bone, CD joint, CD tendon,
It's awful.
CD toes.
Oh, good. Good luck, Kelly. You're down your top performer.
At this point, Kelly needs to go 1-15. Is it?
At this point, Kelly needs to prep for the one, is what he needs to do. And he needs to figure out a way how to consistently score more than 70 points to be in the one, or he's going to find himself as the one. And I'm going to make him quit.
You will not make him quit. I like
I'm
Kelly's
gonna.
league.
You wait. Coming for you, Kelly. Then I'll have Dalvin Cook.
My plan all along.
All right, so 98 points, 94 points, 69 points, 85 points. Finally, let's go to Tad and Juan.
No.
Where Juan
That's
actually...
Wait.
Oh, that's Vetter. That's
Okay,
Vetter.
okay. Veteran and Juan. Okay. There we
Vetter and
go.
Juan. Where Juan finally cracked 100 points. And not for Juan, he's cracked 100 points before, but like 69 points, 85 points, 90 points, like 105.5 for Juan to 74 for fucking Vetter. One of my losses this season is to Vetter, who beat me up like 140 something points.
Yeah, I feel the
74
same.
points against Juan.
Yeah, I feel
He
like
went with Hurts at quarter. Did he have a bye issue?
Let's see.
no.
No, he's straight up starting Jalen Hurts as his quarterback. Good for him for going out on a limb like that.
And no other quarterbacks on his bench too. Props.
Wild.
Hurts done it.
Wild. Meanwhile, Juan doing my favorite thing. He's got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson gets hurt. He drafted Justin Fields. And when Russell Wilson gets hurt, runs right to the waiver wire, picks up Ryan Tannehill.
And Justin Fields ends up getting 27 points. Ryan Tannehill 26.
Yes. Even if he doesn't, what is the point of having Justin Fields if you're not going to play him when your quarterback gets hurt?
Well, I mean,
Because he wants to have a bear on his team.
It's so stupid.
let's look at Justin Fields real quick. 27 points is the most he's scored all season.
Absolutely. I'm not saying
So now he's
that
ripe.
I'm not saying that getting Tannehill was a bad play. I'm saying that drafting and carrying Justin Fields is a waste if you're not going to play him when your Russell Wilson goes down.
You got to start him
it's
this
a
week,
waste of a
Juan.
roster spot.
Start Justin Fields against Pittsburgh. Do it.
I don't think I would start Justin Fields against Pittsburgh.
Well, of course
There's
you
a
wouldn't.
TikTok account that runs Bears gameplay, like game tape, and breaks it down. And oh boy, this
Like
kid
the
looks
Jets
like he has no idea what he's doing.
Like the Jets
More
kid?
professional than the Jets kid. Like
Okay.
the Jets kid does it comically, but this is like an actual like professional who'll be like, look at this coverage, look at this, look at that, look where his eyes are, and like he seems to have no idea what he's doing out there. Terrible.
I mean, to be fair,
He picked up Valdez Scantling as well after the whole thing with Devontae Adams.
Well, yeah,
They didn't start, but then he went and he got COVID himself.
right.
But he kept him on his roster, so that I don't understand.
No, I don't get it.
in Justin Fields'
Lots of
defense,
weird moves.
Patrick Mahomes has looked like he doesn't know what he's doing lately. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, because the guy's so fucking talented that he thinks his arm strength is going to get him out of every problem.
Mhm.
So now he's realizing, hey, I need to fucking learn how to read defenses. I need to learn how to set my feet and do the right thing here because guess what? Throwing against my body against the grain isn't going to always save my ass. More often than not, you're going to get intercepted.
Or you're going to dunk the ball off the back of your receiver's helmet.
Unreal.
So
Can you imagine if you were just
this year.
blocking and your quarterback hit you in the back of the head with the football? So Vetter scored his 74 points. Guess how many points got out of Mike Williams? Big ol' 2 points.
2 points.
2 points for whoever the fuck Mike Williams is.
Listen, Mike Williams, by the way, is the 10th ranked receiver this season.
Mike Williams is
18 and a half, 29 and a half, 1 and a half, 32, 3, 2.
Every single time Mike Williams comes up on this show, he has less than 5 fantasy points scored.
Because you picked the 3 weeks.
And you keep insisting to me that he's a top wide receiver. And every single time we see him, less than 5 points. Ridiculous.
He's going to finish the season with 1,000 yards receiving.
We'll see. Not with that pace. All right. So Juan broke 100 points, 105. Tad and Goat. Tad broke 100 points, 104 to Goat, 68 and a half. Like, what the hell? 68 and a half. How are you even getting these scores? Well, okay, so for Goat, I'll excuse Goat because Goat got 68 and a half points because Derrick Henry got hurt. Derrick Henry's probably done for the season, and Goat is probably done for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's fucked. Like, you're all done, Goat.
He picked up Adrian Peterson.
6. Yeah, but he's 2-6 with Derrick Henry. Like, you're not in good shape. And Derrick Henry and Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers was trying to use Shailene Woodley's spit as his COVID defense, and that didn't work. So, like, good luck. You're in trouble.
Never take medical advice from someone who was cut from a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. So yeah, Goat's entire team is injured, and I don't know. He finally this week gave up on Deshaun Watson, so that's good.
Yeah. No, wasn't that today he gave up on Deshaun Watson?
Yes, today.
But like,
today he did.
The number of injuries has become so catastrophic that he had to give up on the quarterback that's likely next going to play in jail. So.
California Penal League.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure that those points count in our league, but I guess I get why you carried him for so long. Wild. So yeah, he gets beat up by Tad, who 104 points, and he beat him by 30 something. Like, that's rough. 20 points for Tad out of Cooper Kupp, who is the steal of the draft this year.
MVP right now.
Absolute steal. Like, every single one of us could have drafted Cooper Kupp, and not a single one of us had Cooper Kupp as like a
every single one
target.
of us could have drafted him like 7 different points.
Yeah. Where did Tad get Cooper Kupp? It was not early.
Let's see.
No. It was
42nd overall.
42nd.
Fourth round.
Fourth round.
Okay. Fourth round.
Fourth round. So, just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And yeah, he only got 16 out of his quarterback, Herbert, but didn't need much. So it's one of those weeks. And then
let's go to my shitty game, please.
Then we got Mel and we got Tito.
Wow.
Where finally a game where 2 people both cracked 100 points, but Mel beats Tito 105 to 104
on a last-minute field goal.
Oh. The pain.
So he kicks the field goal. They all get the Chiefs go up by 3. So now I have to root for overtime. Yep. So Mahomes could get back on the field and possibly do something.
Yep.
Obviously, as gone my season, the fucking Giants fail me. and Mel wins. As soon as they were inside the 15, and I was like, all right, let's get the touchdown. Don't settle for the field goal, and I got to win. Nope. Fucker settle for the field goal.
Yeah, that game was weird too because I feel like there were multiple occasions where the Giants could have gone for it on 4th down and said, "Yeah, you know what? Nah."
Their coach sucks. Their GM sucks. Both have to go at the end of the season. Both have to go.
Yeah.
What's the record of the Giants right now?
They've won 2 games.
Ooh.
I've won one more game than they have.
Embarrassing.
And then Mahomes, if Mahomes has a decent Mahomes game, I win 2 or 3 more games.
Yeah.
But he's fallen so fucking flat this season.
Yeah.
That
He's
that's
another one, though.
what's-
They keep projecting him at 30 points.
That's what's killing me. Look at my Harris running backs are scoring points for me, even though Mahoney made fun of me for picking up a New England running back. But I've proven that this is the running back if you want from New England to get.
You got the fucking Harris brothers.
You won the New England running back lottery.
Tanyan broke his ACL in like 10 different places in the middle of a game. Well, not even in the middle, early in the game when he was doing well.
Yeah.
That 3 reception, 49 yards happened in the first half.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then
there
he
was
got hurt.
no one to throw to but him.
You can chalk that up to the Tony curse.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Bill's defense has been performing for me all season. Bass has been performing for me all season. And then
Yeah.
I suffered from the curse of starting Gaskin when I shouldn't and benching him when I should. This week, he was on the bench and that was fine.
It's a rough one for you.
And then no Adams because he was licking doorknobs.
Everybody trying to get immunized from COVID by eating Shailene Woodley's asshole, but it just didn't work out.
Oh, God.
This is our show now.
People just lining up, being like, I mean, I'm vaccinated, but I could use a booster shot.
Exactly. Just let me get a little suck.
All right. So, that's our
Football.
first game we covered where both teams cracked 100 points. Because this week, no one scored points. No one scored points. Except for the goddamn Fate Bowl between me and Jose, where I put up 114 points. I beat every single one of you. Every single other team loses to my 114 points, and then stupid Jose has to score 123 and a half. Ridiculous.
We gotta.
Yeah, you got fucked because of Murray.
Yeah.
And
My
also,
Arizona game did not go well.
114 is low for you this season, isn't it?
It is pretty low for me, but it would have got the job done for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
If I ran into anybody else, I would have been just fine. But no, Jose, in the fate game of all, had to come through and beat me.
And that's with 21
frustrating.
points on the bench from Eckler and 16 from Allen. I don't know why he chose to start
26 and a half from Carter. Like, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, Jose might win this whole league.
Please no.
He might. And I don't mind saying it because I know right now he's cringing that I'm jinxing him. You know what? I am.
Who are you kidding? He's not going to listen to this either.
He knows. He doesn't know why he's cringing, but he's cringing.
Right now, he got this cold chill down his spine.
Yeah.
He's just whispering, Mahoney.
Cold chill up his thighs, you mean?
Yeah, and those short shorts.
He's like, I just felt a breeze on my balls. What was that?
I got 8 points out of Kyler Murray. Big disappointing week for me that week. And I was so hyped because Green Bay had nobody. Like, all their wide receivers were out. So it's like, oh, like Arizona's going to just score. Green Bay's not going to be able to move the ball. They're going to have great field position. Like, this is going to be great for me. And then 8 stupid points out of Kyler Murray.
I don't even want to run down Kyler Murray's week to week because it is maddening.
Yeah. And then I started the Cardinals defense, and I was so high on them because, again, they're going against Green Bay. Green Bay's got no wide receivers. 1 point. 1 stupid point. Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I got 6 out of Zach Ertz, which was fine. Like, I needed Ertz to fill in while Darren Waller was hurt, and he did well for me. He got me, I think, double digits last week and 6 this week, so, you know, job done. Like, that's fine. I picked up that Dearness Johnson dude and got 8.5 out of him. Like, the week after he was worth anything, because I couldn't find anybody better, and I was like, well, I just hope he scores a touchdown, and he did. So, like, 8.5 out of him, no problem. And I was feeling like, if not for Kyler Murray, everything would have been fine. If I had not switched to the Cardinals defense and left my Steelers in, everything would have been fine. Well, actually, I think if I left the Steelers in, I still would have lost by like a point, which is, fine, whatever. But 21 points out of Darrell Henderson, 26 points out of A.J. Brown, 20 points out of Debo, 16 points out of Cole Beasley. Beasley. Yeah, like, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know how frustrating it is to beat all but one team, and that one team is Jose?
If Murray scores his average, you win.
Absolutely.
He didn't have to be great. He didn't have to, all he had to be was his average.
Yep.
His average is 25. He averages 25.6 points a game.
Yep.
So let's just say 25 and a half. Which
Terrible.
means at some point he would have had to have caught a pass.
Terrible. I hate it.
Well, let's chalk it up to the worst week in Pop Fantasy Football history.
It really was a bad week.
I think next week we're gonna we're just gonna redraft next week. Everybody got that? We're redrafting next week.
Yeah, and I think anybody that changes their team name and it's not like court ordered like mine was last year, your win-loss record gets reset to 0. I mean, that might actually help some people. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll. Some of them might be changing their like Kelly's gonna change his team name right now.
Yeah, go back to Los Ingobernables.
He might have to. He might have to go back to that.
He might have to.
All right.
He knows what he needs to do to stop losing.
Well, that is week 8. Let's go to Tito with our standings after week 8.
All right, let's go to our most competitive division, which is the Butthole Banditos division, a.k.a. Garbage Mountain.
What? I don't understand. I don't
know.
know.
It is the most competitive
What do you mean?
division.
It's certainly the closest, I suppose.
That's what I mean by competitive. It's only 1.5 games separate 4th place from 1st place. That's what I mean.
I hear where you're coming from.
So therefore, the most competitive.
Competitive, though.
I didn't say best.
Competitive. That word has connotations implying that these teams are competing.
These teams are just scratching by, dragging their lifeless corpses.
This entire Butthole Banditos division would be last place in my division.
In almost every division.
Yeah.
Well, except for Juan.
That tie kind of fixes it.
Gets
for
Juan over Mel.
God damn it, Mary.
Why couldn't you finish Juan off that week?
Take one for the team, Jesus.
All right, so Juan is leading the division. Yes, Juan, with a record of 3-4-1.
What a Juan way to lead it.
Juan's gonna win the division with a losing record,
or he's gonna go from first to last in the matter of like a week.
Didn't that happen to him last season? I think he was in first and he plummeted to last place and then won the Juan.
Juan's gonna win
recently. So Juan 3-4-1. I'm at 3-5. Mary at 2-5-1, and Goat at 2-6-0. Soon to be at the end of the season. I think those 2 wins are going to stand for Goat.
Yeah. How many games this season? 15, 16?
They're 15.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2-13 for Goat.
Well, does he play Kelly yet? Maybe we'll get a win against Kelly.
Might get one out of Kelly. We'll see.
Right.
I mean, if Kelly sits Dalvin Cook, maybe.
Oh, another touchdown from Wentz.
Nice.
Boo.
I don't know who he threw it to because Pittman. Whoever got Pittman.
Beautiful.
Anyway, so Trouser Seeds, Mel, who's leading everybody at 7-1.
No, that's Shark.
Shark. Excuse me, at 7-1. Mahoney second place at 5-3. Better at 5-3, and Kelly at 1-7. Kelly on a 1-game losing streak, so that's good. It's only 1 game. In the Don't Make It Weird division, Jose's at 6-2. Nye's at a game back at 5-3. Tad also at 5-3, and Mel at 3-5.
Look at Mel, who was last place for the early part of the season, could
He's
now
creeping.
be in second place in Butthole Banditos.
Yep.
But
Really
still,
something.
last
he's
place in
creeping
our
up there.
hearts.
But okay, so you have obviously Matt at 7-1 and all the other division leaders, but you have a nice middle of the pack there for that wild card. All those people at 5-3. That's Mahoney,
yeah.
Vetter, Nyes, and Tad.
I am in the playoffs by 19 points.
I think Butthole Banditos and Don't Make It Weird, it's anybody's division for either one of those. So, I mean, maybe not Mel, but I mean, there's still a lot of games to be played, but our whole division could change by then.
They're reviewing the touchdown, by the way, Nyes.
Yeah, because
no.
it didn't seem like he controlled it for long enough before he dropped it. I think Shark's going to skate to the end in first place in Trouser
absolutely.
Seeds. But, that wild
Totally
card
agree.
spot is going to be up for grabs just like last year.
Well, this is where you really need to start paying attention to your points for. Because that wild card spot, like, Jose could be up for it. He's at 899. Juan could be up for it. He's at 848. Nyes is at 902. Tad's at 900. Vetter's at 895. Tito, you could sneak in there. You're at 877. And I'm sitting pretty well at 921. So if we all tie at the end, it goes down to points for.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get your points up if you want to be in the running.
It's true.
Touchdown.
Nice. All right. Well, since we're already essentially talking about Week 9, Mahoney, what can we expect for Week 9?
No.
Week 9, I got to go off of the Fate Bowl, and now I got to come to my least favorite game of the season, which is the one where I got to lovingly hold Nyes' head in the puddle till he drowns. It's my least favorite game all time. And right now, with Carson Wentz putting up 18 points for you so far, with, what are you guys, about halfway?
Yep.
What's the game at? I don't have
11
it on.
seconds left in this half.
Yep. Okay. So 18 points at the half. You're projected at 105. I'm projected at 121. But that projection includes McCaffrey, who I don't think is going to play. It includes Kyler Murray, who I don't think is going to play. So
No,
we'll
I think
see.
I think Murray's gonna play. By the way,
Well, if he plays, he might not be good. He might suck. So I'm not holding out a lot of hope for Kyler Murray this week. We'll see.
I mean, it would be nice if we could go head-to-head and I was at full strength, but if you look at my bench, every single person is on a bye except for Las Vegas wide receiver Bryan Edwards.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Bryan Edwards might get a lot of passes this week, though, because they're certainly not going to Ruggs.
nope.
Oh, my God. Tom Brady, Tyler Lockett, Buccaneers defense, Rob Gronkowski, Mike Evans, all on a
Yep.
bye this week.
When you drafted so many Bucks, I said, man, whoever faces Nyes when the Bucks have a bye is a lucky dude.
Yeah.
And I clicked into the schedule, and it was me. And I was like, ha-ha!
Yeah, when I originally checked it was before Tito redid the divisions, and it was Jose.
Yeah.
And then you were like, guess who gets you Week 9, motherfucker? It's me. I was like, what?
So we'll see. We will see.
I got a real skeleton crew going on. Just a real...
You really do. I mean, you've got some heavy hitters, though, because Wentz is doing well for you. You got Nick Chubb. He could put up 30.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill could put up 30. I think Van Jefferson might do some special things for you. Dalton Schultz is always a risk to do well. So,
It's a real suicide
and you got the Raiders
squad.
versus the Giants. The Raiders defense versus the Giants. They might score you 15.
See, that could go either way. They could score them 15, or they could score them -5.
True.
Hey, fuck it. Let's go.
No, you got to
Yeah.
roll the dice. You got-
Get me out of this bye week and then sail all the way to the Super Bowl just like last year.
Yep. There you go.
Well, I mean, I didn't
solid
go to the
plan.
Super Bowl, but Tom Brady did.
All right, so
close.
after us, we've got Vetter and Mary, and rough week for Mary. Mary is struggling with her lineup at the moment. She's got some holes to fill, and Vetter's projected to win 104 to Mary's 87.
She's gonna have Prescott back. He's already announced that he's playing, so that's
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah, but when you've got your full lineup set and you're projected for 87, that's never a good feeling.
I don't like Devin Singletary as her RB1. Like,
And I don't think Montgomery's been cleared to come back.
yeah.
No, I do think that they're talking about it, but I don't know.
They
if
announced
it's
today.
back
Okay, so
soon.
Bears head coach Matt Nagy confirms Thursday that Montgomery has been designated to return from injured reserve. So that means he's cleared. If he gets the medical clearance, he could possibly play.
And he's a Monday night game. But then, if you wait till Monday night,
That's a gamble.
You're fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on Montgomery, and I would either check out the waiver wire or try and make a couple trades for some running backs, because
There's nothing on the waiver wire.
Devin
There's
Singletary
just
is
crap.
not the
Bears.
guy. Not the guy. Not
So
the
Mary and I
guy.
made our trade, and I sent her Johnson out of Cleveland, who's projected for 5.5, but he's been doing better, right? Like, he was projected low that first week he played where he scored me like 25. He was projected at like 3.5 last week. He got me like 8.5 or 9.
Mhm.
Like, they're underestimating the importance of Jonas Johnson. So I'm
But
optimistic for her with him, but I really am not optimistic about the rest of her lineup.
It's optimistic in terms of that he has some upside, but it's not a huge upside. Not with Chubb
Yeah.
back.
No. Chubb's definitely the primary guy, but you can steal a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns out
Right,
of him,
right.
depending on the situation. So he's probably better than whatever you got out on the waiver wire, but it's still not who you want to roll with in a perfect situation.
I mean,
So,
one thing
see.
that she could hope for is that Travis Kelce shits the bed again like he did last week.
Or
True.
listen, Jalen Hurts could have. I mean, he's had some really good games and he's had some average games. Actually, he's not been that bad. Actually, let me
Last
take
week
all that
was
back.
his lowest week, actually, with
Yeah,
11
he's
points.
been averaging 24.5 points. So I'll take all that back.
God damn. Some fucking studs at quarterback this year.
Yep.
If you look at his stats, he does a lot of rushing, so he gets a lot of those stats as well.
Yep. All right, Tito, you got Tad this week,
Yeah,
and you had a rough one last week, but this week you're projected 111 to Tad's 95. So
yeah. Maybe Mahomes will actually hit his projection this week.
maybe.
Tad,
So I get Adams back. Adams announced that he's back, so I'm happy there. So I got my tandem of Adams and Cooper because CD broke his, CD nuts.
CD's
he's in the.
That's what
He's
Kelly should change his team name to.
And see how that goes. I got the Bills defense going against Jacksonville. They already have 2 shutouts.
That's pretty good.
That's a good setup there. Bass, I like that there. I'm rolling the dice on Scott right now.
Yeah.
I had to put Conklin in because obviously Tanyan shattered his knee in 50 places.
I mean, you say rolling the dice on Boston Scott, but he was the most sought after on the waiver wire this week. Everybody was trying to get a piece of that dude.
So one of the things I benefited from, honestly, in my loss, is that I finally got a uptick in waiver position a little bit.
Yeah.
There's been a few guys I've been eyeing and trying to get to, but because of my waiver position, I wasn't able to get them.
And it kind of really sucks for those of us that are all tied at 5-3 because we're just sitting in the fucking limbo in the middle of the waiver wire.
I don't even bother with a waiver pick this week. Like, I'll just see what's left when it's over.
And Tad picked up Evan Ingram as his tight end. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
that was going to be my 4th tight end, but I can't pick up 4 tight ends. So
He still hasn't started Evan Ingram, so his projected score does not count for those 5.6 points.
there was a
Evan Ingram should get.
possibility Barkley was going to play, but now he has COVID, so he's not playing.
Holy
He's
shit.
not playing.
The Beckham's definitely not playing.
He's
So-
done, right? Like, he's done.
They sent him home again today.
Yeah.
They sent him home like a bad kid at school.
Yeah.
That's how they're treating him.
Yeah. Tad, much like Goat, running into some lineup trouble.
Well,
And
he's
it
getting.
is not out of the question that he will completely forget to put Evan Ingram in his lineup because I think he did that once this season.
What he's
already.
benefiting a lot from too is James Conner vulturing touchdowns from Chase Edmonds. So it gets in that goal line situation or that red zone position where they're in 15, 20 yards area, and they bring Connor in after Edwards does all the rest of the work, and this fucker goes in and scores a touchdown and steals him from fucking Edwards.
Yep. Which must just, like, I'm sure you're like, yeah,
team.
As long as we get a touchdown, who cares? But you're like, fucking dickhead.
I'm hoping like Aaron Rodgers sees Cooper Kupp at an airport or something like that and spits in his mouth. Because maybe give me a
Aaron
shot.
Rodgers will see Cooper Kupp and be like, come here, I got a congratulatory mouth spit for you.
I hope Aaron Rodgers isn't going through any airports. Fuck's sake. This is why we're year 2 into COVID, people.
Cooper Kupp is averaging 22.6 points. That's ridiculous for a wide receiver.
Unreal. I almost am like, it can't possibly continue. Like, I would be strongly considering selling high. I know Tad doesn't really make trades,
right?
But I would be trying to get a king's ransom for Cooper Kupp and then just laugh when he dropped down to 7 points a game for the second half.
Well, and just with the frequency of injuries this season, you never really know what's going to happen.
Right.
And
usually I am against, like, usually I don't like to do, like, I'll give you one player, you give me 3 players. Because I'm like, no, I'd rather have the one. Like, I'd rather be the one sending you 3. Like, if your lineup is like Mary's or Goats, just full of holes, I will gladly send you a whole bunch of pieces for like one, blue chip. But like this year with so many injuries, it's almost like I'm not all that opposed to just acquiring a massive talent because you might need it all.
And he's balling so hard, he's figuring into the plays so much, and that makes it even riskier for injury. I don't want to jinx the man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hope he remains healthy.
So speaking of the jinx, we talked about Goat and how Goat's lineup is suffering. So Goat gets Mel this week. Remember, Mel is also in last place. Mel is in 4th place in the Don't Make It Weird division at 3-5. Goat in 4th place in the Butthole Banditos at 2-6. Except that now with Goat's newly injured lineup, no Aaron Rodgers, no Derrick Henry. Goat's projected for 77 points, and Mel's projected at 111.
Jeez.
And it's not like Goat has many options. Like, his people are either out on a bye. He's got Julio Jones on his bench projected for 8.8 points that he could sub in if he wanted to.
And Julio Jones is projected at 8.5. He's going to score 4.
To be fair, he fucking should sub Julio Jones in. He's got Randall Cobb at his flex for 2.6 points. And that's
I don't know what he's doing with Randall Cobb.
That's
without. I think it was under.
Cobb.
I think it was under the assumption that Devontae Adams wasn't back, and now that Adams is back.
I'm not starting any Green Bay wide receivers because who's throwing to him?
Jordan Love. Jordan Love.
What happened to, is Bortles the backup of the backup? Like I thought.
So they brought Bortles in because he was there in the preseason and he knows the playbook. So if something does happen to Jordan Love, you have a veteran guy who knows their playbook and who can step in.
Right.
But Jordan Love was drafted pretty high and is kind of viewed as the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers. So let's see what you got, kid. I'm leaving Devontae Adams in. He got to throw to somebody. And chances are it's going to be my guy.
Devontae Adams, sure, but Randall Cobb?
Yeah, because all he's going to do is kiss the ball, throw it up, and Adams is going to go run it down and get
it. Exactly. Like, Devontae Adams, I understand, but I'm not rolling the dice on Randall Cobb with a rookie backup quarterback. And I guess Jordan Love's not technically a rookie anymore, right? Didn't he get drafted last year? But you know what I mean.
Right.
Like,
no, he's got no experience.
In terms of playing time, yes.
Yeah.
He might as well be a rookie at this point.
Exactly.
And he's throwing out Adrian Peterson out there.
I mean, he's got to.
Yeah.
What else is he supposed to do? There's literally no running backs on the waiver wire. Like, you may as well close your eyes and just pick one because that's the chance you got that they're going to score you any points.
I know we're, probably 5 years into the Colin Kaepernick kneeling controversy, and you just have to kind of chuckle when you see all these quarterbacks going out and they're just plumbing the depths for whatever white boy they can fucking hire on a weak contract to fill in a spot, and Kaepernick's just there like,
Bortles.
Never mind. I mean, it's cool. Kaepernick's got shit going on. Like, he doesn't need NFL at this point, but it's pretty ridiculous.
Yep. Agreed. All right, so from Goat at 2 and 6, Mel and Goat, 2 of our 3 last place teams, to our 3rd last place team, Kelly, who's up against Jose, and who is projected to win 112 to 105.
Fucking what?
Yeah, Kelly is projected to win by a decent amount. And that's exactly what Jose likes. Jose likes to be the underdog.
He has to watch out
We'll
for
see.
CeeDee Lamb.
And yeah, CeeDee Lamb is, projected at 12, but he might, we'll see how that ankle does.
So he's starting. Jose's starting Michael Carter, who at the half got him 3 points. And
You know what the best part about that is? Jose has had Michael Carter on his bench for 2 or 3 weeks now, and he's consistently scored 20 points. And if he puts him in and he gets him 3, what a kick in the stomach.
Yeah, his last 3 weeks: 12.5, 11, 26.5, and so far 3.
Yeah.
And Kelly started the Colts defense, which is a good play, and they're at 9, especially now that they're on their 3rd quarterback. That's a good play, and has 9 points.
Yep. Jose went out and got himself Taysom Hill, and the only reason I could think that Jose would give a crap about Taysom Hill is that he thought I might need a quarterback. So I got my eye on you, Jose. I think you were trying to block me, and I got to say, I considered Taysom Hill, but then you took him off the board, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I got to go with the white guy in the Jets. But then I got that trade through, so don't worry about it. I got around this potential block.
I thought
but
Taysom Hill was injured.
He is, but he's,
He's been dinged up. I think
He's in the
he's having
concussion
concussion.
protocol.
Yeah, he's having concussion issues.
It was
and,
amazing.
they need a quarterback, so that's the type of thing where you're like, hey, Taysom, you know the date, right? You're not Batman, right? Let's go, get out there.
Going back to last week and watching the Bucks versus the Saints, when Jameis Winston went down, you could see the Bucks be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna eat tonight, boys." And then the backup quarterback is that Simeon,
Yeah,
comes
Trevor
in
Siemian.
there and just embarrasses the Buccaneers defense, and they end up beating the fucking Bucks with a backup of a backup. God damn.
It's wild. Sometimes those are the guys who are just, they're just waiting. They got nothing to do but sit there and watch the defense of the first half of the game. And then when you put them in, they're like, okay.
So a large chunk of Jose's game is gonna come down to that Chargers-Eagles game, where Eckler, Allen, and Cook
Yep.
going there.
Yep. That's Sunday afternoon. Kelly needs a big game out of Lamar Jackson. Kelly needs Dalvin Cook to show up for him.
Even if he gets middle of the road points from him, like somewhere in the teens, he's good.
Yep.
From Cook.
And
Jackson
then
has to give him plus 20.
Kelly's got Hunter Renfrow, who will probably see an uptick with Ruggs out. So, and Jarvis Landry, who is fresh off of the IR and has been doing well for him.
As someone who's a little, not superstitious, just a little stitious, I would take Dalvin Cook and just simply move him to the RB2 spot. Just to send him a message.
I don't think you can.
You can't?
I don't think it lets you. No.
You can't just switch the dudes around? Come on.
No, I don't think it does.
Get out of here.
Try switching yours
I'm
now.
going to do it right now. I'm going to go switch my RB1 and my RB2.
I don't know if it does it by
If you do this, you have to show everybody your password.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm already logged in. All right. I'm going to move A.J. Dillon to my RB1 and Nick Chubb to my RB2. Nope, wouldn't let me. But if I move A.J. Dillon to my bench,
okay,
I can then move Nick Chubb.
With Dillon?
Where Dillon. Yeah, there we go.
And then him into the empty spot.
There we go. I did it. I did it, Mahoney.
All right. Look at that. Look at you, problem solver.
It's like a puzzle.
It should let you just drag them around however you want them, but
yeah. But also,
I can see as like an app developer being like, "Why?
Yeah.
You want to make an RB1, RB2 for what?"
It should let you take somebody off IR on the desktop app, but no, you got to do it on the phone app.
That's weird.
That is so weird.
That's strange.
All right, last match for week 9.
Last match for week 9 is Juan versus
Division leader won.
Division leader won. This is the battle of the giants here. 2 division leaders, Juan and Matt. Matt at 7-1, Juan at 3-4-1. Matt projected at 125 points with 16 points from Jonathan Taylor Thomas already, 12 points from Pittman already.
Shark has
28 points for the week.
I love that that's his name now.
That's definitely his name.
Shark has every Indianapolis player that has scored a touchdown besides Carson Wentz.
Yep. 28 points already, projected at 125. But Juan picked up Zach Pascal off of the waiver wire, and Zach has him a whole 2 points. So Juan is projected at 3.5 points as we speak.
Got a
He's
touch.
Juan
right
just
now.
jumped up to 96 in his projection.
He just caught a pass right now.
Yep.
I did, in full disclosure, try to make a trade with Juan. I offered him a 2-for-1. I gave him a wideout that I thought was better than Pascal, and a replacement for I wanted Mark Andrews, and he just shot that down in 2 seconds.
Yeah, Juan doesn't trade.
No,
since
Juan doesn't
got
trade. I just
Tom
figured
Brady
it.
out of him.
I just figured I'd
Give it a
try.
shot, you know.
You had a tight end.
Yeah, and I traded him away, and then the other one broke.
I know. Well, you shouldn't have done that.
Well, I didn't know the other one was gonna break.
That Tanyan was doing pretty poorly for you.
He was doing okay.
No,
He was doing okay.
no.
Adequate.
Yes.
Adequate tight ending. Tony Tunyon. All right, that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Final thoughts going into week 9 from Commissioner Tito.
New rule.
Yes.
If you post on the Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, by smoke signal, good game to somebody before the game is over, and you win, guess what? You lose now.
Whoa. Okay. This has to be qualified a little bit because good game is good game, but it was
if you're basically you're throwing up the white flag.
yes, exactly.
You say, hey,
signifying
good
a
game.
loss.
Yeah, you got me this week, and the games aren't over.
Like that's when Tito's gonna go in there and lock your score.
That's it.
Yeah.
He could do that.
That's it.
Nobody wants to hear, "Oh man, I really think you got me," when you've got the lead and the games aren't over, and then you win, and it's just like,
And then the
"Man,
projections
shut
still have you winning.
up." Yeah, like just shush.
Oh, good game. You're beating me by 20 points, but I still got 5 players playing on Monday night, but you're beating me by those 20 points. So good
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I
You
like it.
lost.
I like it. All right, Mahoney. Final thoughts.
All right, I said it before. I'll say it again. You got to start paying attention to your points because there are too many of us that are 5-3, and this wild card is going to come down to the wire. Okay, so
You say that pay attention to your points, but like I am paying attention to my points. I can't do shit about it.
you could do shit about your points.
I try every week to do shit about my points, but this is all the points these guys are getting.
All
Two
right,
more
well,
weeks. 2 more weeks to the trade deadline. Just
Oh,
another
shit.
reminder.
Here's
Excuse
my
me. It's the
updated
23rd.
advice.
It's the 23rd. Yeah.
My updated advice: don't pay any attention to your points. Don't
Points
even
going
worry
deep.
about it.
Oh, they didn't score.
No,
but that was a nice
definitely
deep pass from
always
one.
pay attention to your points, but you also can't do anything about it.
I mean, can't you?
You can in the essence of trying to do whatever you can to make your team win and score a lot of points.
Yeah,
But
so
once
do that.
But once that kickoff starts, it's out of your hands. You can't
Well,
do
yes,
shit about
I'm
it.
not saying draft yourself on your fantasy team and put up a lot of points. I'm saying if you are like, oh, I might get creative with like starting this guy over that guy, now's not the time. You need points.
See, I don't
Almost
know.
more than wins in some cases.
I would disagree. I would say get crazy, get creative, because it's either going to tank the rest of your season or it might give you the edge over the other 9 people that are 5-3.
All right, you heard it here. Get crazy or play it safe.
Go
and
nuts,
then
man.
We'll see what happens.
Go fucking nuts. I tell you what, do this. Have your entire team go on a bye on 1 week and then see what you can do about that. See what kind of points you can pull
this is the thing.
in.
I'm like, you got to pay attention to your points, and you, with your whole team on a bye, is like, I don't think that is something we should be worried about right now. We should just be trying to do our best.
I mean, really, like that's all you can ask of us in these trying times.
Fair. That's very
Just to
fair.
do our best. All right. Well, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Panels on Pages on YouTube at youtube.com/panelsonpages, where you can watch live Pop Fantasy Football every week and chat with us in real time. Also, you can get the Panels on Pages podcast live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Download Pop Fantasy Football on your favorite podcast app and be sure to leave us a review, a thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever you can do to spread the good word about Pop Fantasy Football. And check out our merch at merch.panelsonpages.com. We got a few cool Pop Fantasy Football designs and all kinds of cool designs thought up by the brains behind PanelsOnPages.com. Be sure to join the Pop Discord at discord.panelsonpages.com and get involved in the discussion in the Pop Fantasy Football channel. As always, we'll leave you with a quote from the great Vince Lombardi. And this week, buy a man eat fish, he day. Teach fish man to a lifetime. For Tito Cruz, Dan Mahoney, Jose Guzman, and myself, Jason Nyes, thanks for joining us for the Pop Fantasy Football 2021 Week 8 recap. Good luck to everyone in this league and beyond, and we'll see you next week.
ESPN, the global leader in sports. The whole thing's fucked.